Hello to my 5 subscribers and to the world. Um, I have an update. I had a small realization win today that I wanted to share. It's related to OCD, like mental compulsions, anxiety sort of thing. So I'm going to keep it fairly short. I can blabber about this for a long time, but if you're going through a process of like healing trauma or like improving yourself in some way or like making a new habit or whatever, improving a hobby, doesn't matter what it is really. A big barrier to consistency and to true improvement is oftentimes checking how you're feeling constantly while you're engaging in whatever you're engaging in. So for example, in my life, I enjoy playing piano and I'm trying to learn jazz piano and really immerse myself in it. What's challenge that I've been going through recently is like about a year ago, I started playing piano and I started taking lessons, and I got into this really nice groove of like, I'm just enjoying the process of playing and like, um, of learning, and it felt great. It felt really, really good. Like I would sit down, and every time I would sit down, I just enjoy it so much. Like it was so much fun, and like I just enjoyed it. Recently, it's not been the case. Actually, for the past couple of months, it's not been the case, right? Where it's like, it's not that I dislike playing piano, but I don't get that same like sense of extreme joy, right? Um, but it's still fun and I like enjoy doing it. And I know for me that when I'm consistent and I do something repeatedly, it eventually there's some momentum that's gained and it starts to become more fun and whatever, right? So one thing that can really hinder, like in my case, that has been hindering my progression in piano is like if you're constantly checking to see how you're feeling while doing it. So like if I'm sitting and playing piano and I'm like, oh, am I enjoying this as much as I was like a year ago? Why am I not enjoying it as much as I was a year ago? Like what's going on? Should I even be playing piano? So you start thinking like, why don't I feel the same way that I felt like at some arbitrary point of time, like in the past, right? What that does is that it really, 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 really fucks up like your consistency and your long-term enjoyment. Because the fact of the matter is, you're never gonna have certainty on like how you're feeling in the moment, right? So if another example is if you're like healing your nervous system, right? Like if you've been like me, like I've struggled with anxiety a little bit, but like if you've like had an issue with something anxiety related, and for a long time, if you're you know struggling and then you hit a point where you feel better all of a sudden, you can really think like, holy crap, like this is amazing, like oh my god, I can't believe I after so long of feeling like crap I feel good. And then when it inevitably goes back to feeling anxious, right? When your nervous system goes back to like a state of anxiety, you can feel like, oh no no no, this isn't right. Like why is this happening? Like oh my god, like this isn't the way I was feeling before, and I need to figure out how to get to before and all of that, right? Where it's like I get it makes sense, right? Like if you felt a certain way that was really pleasurable while you were doing whatever, it makes sense that you want to leave this current discomfort to get back there. But it's ultimate, but where it can self-sabotage is like if you're doing something consistently and you're seeing results, but maybe in a moment you backslide a little bit, right? Like you take a couple of steps back. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're failing or screwing up. And that doesn't mean that you need to mentally review how you're feeling in every moment to make sure that it's matching some thing that happened in the past. That's also unhelpful. But what I'm trying to say is like I don't know, I've been rambling. But what I'm trying to say is like you can just live your life, right? In whatever way you see fit and not constantly compare your internal experience to something that to an internal experience you had in the past. And you don't have to feel like whatever you're doing right now is bad just because you felt better in the past. That's just your brain, your monkey mind, your amygdala maybe, like trying to find certainty where there is no certainty to be had. So you can, this is also a reminder to myself, but it's like to anybody watching, like obviously do this at your own discretion, but like you can really put down the mental review and checking and constantly comparing how you're feeling now to how you were in the past. Like that can relax at least 75% and you're not gonna like die or you're not gonna like, all of a sudden lose, standards of how you want to live. It's often more unhelpful than it is helpful. So, yeah, that's just what I wanted to share today. Be well. Bye.